Let me just say I was excited for our football team to get back into a victory locker room after the game and just see the look on their eyes and get that little shot in the arm, which we all needed, was great. I thought our kids prepared well all week. I thought we went over and had a great trip, and I thought we got a good road conference win. Showed a lot of positives. Always some things to take from the game that are still a work in progress. I think we're improving in some of those areas. In some of those areas, we still got some work to do. But overall, if you go back and you look at the tail of the tape defensively, holding a team averaging, I think, 27 a game to 3. And they've been averaging over 30 for the last 3 games. And then holding a team is averaging 380, 360 a game, total offense of 221 yards. But the biggest factor was we did not allow a run over 9 yards. And I thought that was a nice effort by our defense. Got 2 turnovers, which was critical, and the offense did a nice job of taking advantage of those turnovers and turning those into points. Joe Dillon, our freshman DN, continues to play well. Had 3 tackles for loss, I think 4 more tackles, as we got good pressure on the quarterback and kept everybody in front of us once again and did a nice job rallying to the ball. And after the first drive, which they didn't score, for the most part, had our way the rest of the night, and that was due to some guys really playing hard, giving some great efforts. And I mean, that's the thing that I love. It's when you see a team flying around, throwing the body around, making tackles, but still a lot of room for improvement, and still in a lot of areas. Offensively, I feel like they did what we asked them to do, and that was go into the game. We wanted to run the football, try to control the clock, run the football. We asked Anthony to manage the game, didn't ask him to do a whole lot, and I thought he was very efficient in what we asked him to do. I think he was 18 out of 22. Checked the ball down, threw it away, managed the game well. And offensively, we only had the 1 turnover, which was the first one of the game, which was really almost a great play by Keenan Barnes, a really good pass by Anthony. But after that, man, just solid the rest of the night with the ball security. Even running the football pretty effective against a lot of people in the box when they realized that sort of that was our plan coming into the game. I thought Steve Yarty, thought he played well. Came back and made 2 for 2 on field goals, one at 42 yards, I think one at 38. Made all his extra points, and then I thought he had a really, really solid night, as well as the special teams for the most part. Had a couple little mistakes we made, but overall, I thought a pretty good team win on the road. As you know, Elijah became the all-time leading scorer with that last touchdown. Excited for Elijah. Great honor for him, surpassing a lot of outstanding former Ragin Cajun football players. So, but now shifting our thoughts and obviously shifting towards Idaho, but we've got a little time to prepare with this open date. This week we're going to get in 3 practices, so we're going to work hard on trying to clean up some mistakes, trying to improve areas that we still really need improvement in. We're going to work on development of some of our future players, and then obviously this gives us time to heal up and get some guys back that really were not quite ready to be effective the other night. So you would think after 2 more weeks, a Tracy Walker and a Gary Haynes, who played sparingly, if any, would really be full speed coming back off a 2-week break. So that'll be a big plus. Finally, having most of our guys back will be great. So that, any questions?
What are some of the areas you want to focus on that you feel need improvement?
Well, one is offensively, we want to still be able to throw the football effectively, and that's going to start with pass protection up front. We did show some signs of a little bit of improvement there, which was a plus, but not where we want it to be yet. But we still want to be able to push the ball down the field, want to throw the ball, get some bigger plays. We still want to try to create some explosive plays. That will be a critical part of what we're trying to do moving forward too. And but still, just offensively getting Elijah where we can get him in the perimeter, he can make some plays. We still have not given him a crack or enough room where he can get some big runs. He had a couple of nice runs the other night, but not the big runs that we've seen him make, and that comes with great perimeter blocking. That comes with schemes to get him on the edge where he can do his thing. So that would be another part, another emphasis that we need to work on.
Your rush defense now ranked is it as simple as a four-man front was the elixir, or what's really been in your film study the reason why this team has been so good against the run?
Well, I think one that helped because that was a strength of our teams. We had a lot of bodies, a lot of really we thought depth, and not just depth, quality depth. And one thing that we're doing, I think, is helped us as much as anything is we're rotating a lot of players. We don't have guys that are trudging around the field for 65 to 75 snaps. We've got guys going full speed. And then I think Mike and the defensive staff are doing a nice job with pressures. We've been able to get pressure on the quarterback, a lot of lost yardage and tackles for losses with some pressures at the right time. And so the tackles for loss really add up when you're trying to hold down a team's rushing yards. And we've got a lot of sacks, a lot of tackles for loss. So a combination of the four down, combination with the pressure, and be honest with you, a combination of the secondary improving, all of those things have come into play.
It seemed like you guys really started to take the game over after the first quarter. What adjustments did you guys make on both sides of the ball?
Nothing. I mean, we just we felt like if we could run the football, we could score and put some points on the board. We didn't hit a lot of big plays, but we were effective, in driving the football. And one thing we was really good at was third down. I think 8 out of 14 on third down, 6 out of 8 on third and medium, which means 3rd and 5 or more. So that was good to see our offense be able to convert some third downs like that. But just being patient, not getting to the point in the first quarter where just stay with the game plan. We felt like we could run the ball, and we did.
What is behind, what is behind and what can be done to clean up some of the penalties, especially
Yeah, well, offensively, some of the false starts, we've got to do a better job at that. And one of the false starts comes on a play where Anthony's not behind the quarterback. It's direct snap to the running back or direct snap to Al Rouse, and their BAM's cranking pretty good, and we not loud enough. We got to enunciate. We got to be louder where everybody can hear. And then one time we snapped it, and Eddie was still pointing out the mic and IDing everybody, and wasn't ready when we got the snap count. So the other guys fired off, and he didn't. So, those are things that we've got to do a better job of cleaning up because it's been, way too many. We cannot put ourselves in 1st and 15s, go from 2nd and 3 to 2nd and 8. Those are drive killers. So that will be a point of emphasis that we need to correct and clean up. That has been a sore that's sort of been festering now for about 7 weeks. We need to do a better job of.
Now that you is the key to what Joe Dillon is doing just the speed that he's using?
Yeah, he's fast now. Joe's got a great first step. He's got a lot of speed, quickness, and he's got a pretty good motor, and he can hawk you down. And so we, in fall camp we had a hard time blocking him, and I'm always been a guy that if you can't block him, man, we get him on the field, especially when they're playing your scout team or you just happen to notice him on the second team and they keep making plays. Just like Shea Laporte on our kicking team. That guy right now is one of our most dependable, best kicking game guys because of the effort he gives. And you just kept seeing that, and then you get them on the field, and they produce. And, there's an old saying that, potential will get you beat. Seeing people, going with people that actually get the job done, just like Shea Laporte. We've got some other guys on the team got way more potential. But Shea Laporte, that guy makes plays. Joe Dillon might be the same way. There's some guys that might have more potential because they might be older, but man, he's making plays. So you want to go with guys that actually are getting the job done.
Hey, Coach, your guys are playing now. After that game, is this kind of thing that maybe you almost don't, besides clearing up injuries, that maybe you want to jump back in and keep playing after that?
Yeah, you would like now to build a little momentum. And just this month schedule is crazy. You have 10 days before a game, 10 days before the next game, then 2 weeks before the next game. So that is a little bit harder on our guys to build a little bit of consistency and keep a little bit of momentum. But, I'm going to take it as a positive and use it as time to heal guys up, time to extra preparation, extra time to clean up mistakes, improve in a lot of areas. So we've also got a lot of things going on campus-wise with registration, pre-registration, lots of things like that. Their players have to be meeting with their tutors and with their counselors, and so we're going to use it constructively and make the most of it. So you can always find something good for an open date, especially when in some areas that you need it.
Hey, Coach, Elijah McGuire, I know I feel like I ask you this question every week. All-time leader in points scored. He joins the 40 touchdown club. Give me your thoughts.
What a player. I'm just honored that I got to say I got a chance to coach Elijah McGuire. The guy is a pleasure to coach. One, because you hand him the ball and he's going to do great things. Two, because he's always where he's supposed to be. I don't think the guy's ever been on a list. I like guys that are not list guys, especially when your top player is not a list guy. That's a great thing. Too many places you see the top player, he's always on a list. Well, our top player's not. Our top player's only list he's on is all conference list, leading all scorer list, player of the game list. That says a lot about his character and what he's about. So, and we got so many players like that. But I'm just proud that the success he's had, and he's in pretty good company right now. It won't be, I don't know how long it's going to be, but it won't be too long. I'm hoping for his name's up there with some other ones one day.
How encouraging is it for Elijah to kind of have the game he had? It seemed like he was about as close to 100% as he's been in a while, and now you get 2 weeks to really kind of rest him up even more and really have him good to go for what's a very important stretch run.
Big stretch run, and having him 100% will just be a bonus. And he's still at the second half of that game. Still, you could tell was having some lingering effects, and we ended up pulling him out just to make sure nothing else could hurt him and slow him down. But having him 100% will be a big boost for the final stretch run.
Coach, have you seen Idaho yet at all?
I have not seen a snap. Both staffs have been watching them this morning, but I have not.
Or you mentioned you still need some progress in the passing game. Is that a game where you're going to need more production out of the passing game to kind of maybe keep up with it?
Yeah, because they can score points in a hurry. And so we're going to have to be way more productive in the passing game, and we want to be. We want to be able to run the football, but also we want to have some balance too, and be able to be effective throwing it. And we'll have Jamarcus Bradley back. That'll be another boost too. So we should be full speed at the wide receiver core, but that's an area that we definitely want to continue to build. Because we think Anthony obviously has got a live arm. If we can protect him and give him time, then we with our big wideouts, we've got to be more effective than what we have been. But we didn't really try to be this week. It was, hey, let's run we can run the ball. We felt like we could run the ball. We did run the ball. Let's win the game, get out of the game. Let's don't go in there and risk turning it over with some interceptions. And it really panned out about the way the game we expected it to go. Played maybe a little better than what we expected on defensively, but for us the game flow, that's about the way I would have liked to have scripted it out.
Besides the penalties, what else do you think has been an issue with the consistency? I think all season you've only gone back-to-back possession scoring 3 times.
Yeah, one thing, other than the penalties, it's just we have got to get more consistency of guys doing their jobs. You got 11 guys, and then on one play, 10 people do it. One guy misses an assignment. Next play, you run a play, and 10 guys get it just right. One guy misses an assignment, whether it's an O-line receiver or running back, whoever. We've got too many missed assignments right now, and and that's we got to clean those things up. We got to make sure we're putting them in the right looks at practice to get the right reps versus all the looks that you see. But it's just too many missed assignments, missed block here. Aiming points a little bit wrong right here. Then you have a false start right here, and that would fall under a misassignment too, basically. So just every play, it seems like at times it's just too many of those, and hopefully over these next 2 weeks, we can really grind in the discipline part of doing your job every play.
You guys said you focused on the run game, but in the passing plays that you guys did run in the tape, did you see the improvement in pass protection that you would like?
I thought at times our pass protection looked much better. They didn't come after us with a lot of pressure, but I thought at times it was much better. And at times we've looked okay. But whether it's the O-line, whether it's the tight ends or the running backs, once again, we've got to be consistent across the board. It can't be one time the offensive line does their job and the back scans the wrong way, or the tight end misses a block, or the O-line misses a block. So everybody's got to work in unison in pass protection, especially when you're bringing 6 or 7. So you've really got to be on top of your game, and so that'll be a big point of emphasis moving forward.
We thought from the booth that your receivers did a much better job of blocking than maybe they had the last few games. Did you see that when you watched film?
I thought some of our guys were more physical than what they had been on the perimeter. Some of our guys didn't grade as high as some of the other ones, but some of the guys graded pretty good, blocked pretty good on the perimeter. We're tried to be more physical at times, but once again we got to be consistent with that. And not this play we're really good and physical, and the next play we're not. So it's all about leverage, getting in great position, and then holding your block and do it on a consistent basis. And we did that on probably a little more of a consistent basis than what we've done recently, but not still to the point where we're satisfied yet.
In Calais, it's just kind of, you have almost too many hands and not enough balls.
Right.
You know, it seems like you've settled offensive line, you've settled wide receiver. Is that still kind of a depth position at running back that's still in flux? Because you have to
Yeah.
look at Raymond, what he did in that fourth quarter, even though garbage time, he looked awfully strong.
He did, made a couple nice runs. You know, Darius Hoggins is probably the 2 guy because he can sort of do it all, and he's a veteran. But the other 2, when they get their opportunities, they've played well. We know on that 4th and short, though, we got to go get that 4th and short. We were not satisfied with that, with the run or the coming off the ball on that 4th and short. Eli wasn't able to go in at that time. We definitely would have had him in. So, but nevertheless, those young guys they're getting better, and like I said, I think we've seen that they're going to be good players.
Nick Burns, a guy who hasn't been talked about, he got credited for forcing a fumble on that punt.
Yeah.
What does that say about his role?
Nick was Special Teams Player of the Week, for causing a turnover on the punt team, and that led to a score. And so, the guy does his job. He's not flashy, but if you look up, he has a fumble calls, he has a couple of catches. I mean, each week he's being productive within our team, and just a unreal player. Knows his position as well as anybody on the field. And that's one of the reasons he's most productive. Those other tight ends, if we could ever get them to play at the level and prepare at the level that Nick Burns plays, they could be really good players, but they just don't prepare the way he plays right now.
We kind of noticed that you went a little more two tight end set, particularly late in the game when you tried to establish more of a run. As this team, as you want it to be a run-first kind of offense, do you see yourself maybe implementing more two-man tight end in this week, particularly you have time to tinker?
Yeah, well, way too far out to decide, but we definitely at times would like to probably be a little more 12 personnel, 2 tight ends, based on the situation and based on what we're seeing defensively. It has a lot to do with what we're seeing defensively if we want to go a 12 personnel or 11 personnel.
About this Idaho team, they seem like they kind of jumped up, maybe surprised a couple people. What have you seen from them?
They're much better. The only tape I've really seen them on is the tape when we've prepared for them, and really hadn't seen much. But anytime you've got a veteran quarterback, he's a senior, I think even maybe second team all conference. The guy can really sling it around the park. He's a really good quarterback that makes a lot of good plays, and they have a stable full of receivers, and so they're going to come here and try to sling it around. We're going to get tested in the secondary quickly, and so we're going to need a great week of preparation. Luckily, we're going to have everybody available. Travis Crawford, has missed the last 2 out of the last maybe 3 games. Tracy missed last week, and so we're just in and out the whole time. And so this will be great getting all of those guys back, especially in the back end, with an offense like this coming to town. Practice Tuesday, Wednesday with the full staff. Thursday will be a head coach and coordinators and graduate assistant practice, because the assistants leave Wednesday after practice, heading to head recruiting. And so me and the coordinators and GAs will run a practice on Thursday. Players will lift Friday, and then they're off Saturday and come back for normal game week preparation on Sunday.
How about the defense getting better as the game went on after the
You think?
drive? You only gave up 150 after
Right.
63 yards. What is it about the adjustments after
You know, I think, well, one thing is that one pass where they popped it about 30, 35 yards, wherever it was, sort of, they were backed up, and that sort of gave them a little breathing room. So we gave them that, and that's what I talked to our staff about. That's 2 weeks in a row. We sort of gave them a sort of a big play on the opening drive. And but luckily we came back and got a stop, forced a field goal. But they converted a long third down, I think, with a screen. I think, you know, I don't think we changed anything right there. I think we just got our guys to settle down and do their job. Sometimes you come out and either you're too geeked up or maybe you're not quite ready, whatever the case may be. You know, we just didn't make some plays early on that opening drive until they got down in the red zone, and we sort of bowed our necks and came up with some plays at that point, settled down, and ended up really playing well the rest of the game.
I know the interception for Simeon was kind of like a up into your arm
Yeah.
thing, but it seems like these last couple of games there's kind of been a switch that's flipped for him. Do you see that as well?
You know what? He had, I think, 3 or 4 tackles. Played really good. I think he's even the defensive player of the game. He played really well. So he's getting better, no question. I think that light is starting. Maybe it's not bright, but it's starting to shine a little bit. So that's good to see by these guys. And we got and even when Savion even played, I thought Savion played really well on special teams. Gave me a great effort. I think only played maybe 10 snaps at corner, but that could increase if he continues improving. You know, he just got to get his feet wet again. And Christian Gullick, you know, all our corners are doing some good stuff. So I think we've got some quality depth we've really developed there. So anxious for the second half of the season.
Everybody good?
All right, guys. Thanks a lot.